We've been getting ourselves acquainted with closed position chords and their inversions, so we'll get introduced to playing these chords in a more open manner right now. Hey piano pals, we're back together again for another time of sharing as we work on improving our skills on the piano and keyboard. Now, I'm sure that you are having just as much fun as I'm having, so I hope that we can stay in touch. So, clickety-click and subscribe, and of course share your comments and suggestions either here or in the Drills for Skills email in the description. Now, we're going to get better acquainted with the guide tones of chords, which are the 3rd and 7th of all of these chords, right? This is super important because the configuration of these essentially describes the quality of the 3 most used chords in our vocabulary, which are the major, minor, and dominant 7th chords. We'll start by playing diatonically with the root in our left hand and the guide tones in our right. So let's dive in. As always, refresh your memory of the essential theory of diatonic chords in the websites included in the description, okay? We will begin in the key of D with our right hand playing the 7th and 3rd of each chord, in the key first having the 3rd at the top voice. Nicely done. To get accustomed, we will follow the pattern D major 7, E minor 7, F sharp minor 7, G major 7, A dominant 7, and return. Repeat. Okay, then descending, we will get D major 7, C sharp minor 7, B minor 7, A dominant 7, and G major 7. And return. Nicely done. Repeat. Good. Now, especially notice that in this case, the chord built on the 7th note or degree of the scale, which in this case is C sharp minor 7, is different to what we would have encountered in previous sessions, right? Because the 5th is missing, and as a result, we don't have the minor 7 flat 5 sound that we've grown accustomed to hearing. But we will get to that shortly, okay? Next, we'll invert our right hand and play the 7th, which will now be at the top of these chords. Now, you'll notice the same chords are being played before, but the 7th now is at the top. Note the difference in sound compared to the previous way of voicing these chords. You notice that? You hear the difference, right? We are taking these slowly to get ourselves accustomed to the sound and shape of these chords. And of course, to get ourselves cleanly coordinated playing our hands together in a stepwise fashion, yes? Nice. Now look, remember, we're not using the pedal for these exercises. Engage your fingers, okay? Excellent. Okay, let's take it up to E flat and do the same thing. Of course, the first time through, the 3rd of the chords are at the top, yes? Feel free in your own practice time to repeat as often as you see is necessary for you to get it, yes? Now, you really want to take your time and do these thoroughly. Let's put the 7th at the top and do the same thing. Alright, you should notice that when the 7th is leading, the chord feels wider, right? This is now an interval of a 5th between the 2 voices compared to a 4th when the 3rd is at the top. You noticed? Well, of course you did, right? Come on, Draydan, I got this. Sweet. Okay, well, let's double up on our subdivision and repeat this. Yes, we are improving on our fluency navigating in a stepwise manner through the scale. So play evenly and try to get comfortable, yes? If it is necessary, slow down just a wee bit to gain control. Repeat with the 7th leading. Pay attention to the distances between the voices and listen to the way this alters the sound of these chords. Nice, sounding good. Hey look, don't rush your timing. Stay with the metronome. Goodly stuffage. Now we're going to do a quick left hand preparation playing stepwise through the scale in fifths, which will lead nicely into our next exercise. Play as evenly as possible. We're doing this just to get our left hand accustomed to the motion before integrating our hands, okay? Good. Double up on the subdivision now. Keep it as steady as possible and even. Well done! So the step after playing these 3-note chords is to include the 5th in our left hand, and we'll now be working on open position axis chords, so we're heading in. Starting with axis of the 3rd, where the 3rd is on the top. Are you noticing the extra body the 5th adds to this chord compared to the earlier version? I'm sure you are, right? Also notice that when we play the 7th of the scale, we now have our half diminished chord, right? Sounding great. Now let's do the axis of the 7th now with the 7th on the top. Listen to the texture of these and compare them to the earlier takes, right? Try to keep your hands free of strain while playing these, okay? Nicely done! Take it up a half step and continuing. Now just remember, you'll be adding these in 3 keys every day in addition to your other practice routine, right? And of course, just in case you need a refresher, click the card above or visit the channel to get up to speed with the other sessions before this one. Okay. Now look, I can't stress enough how important it is to practice consistently. Make time and do it. All right? Look, don't try to cram your progress. This never works. A little every day is the only way to achieve meaningful results, so stick with it, okay? So our wee wiggly finger workout will be a mirrored exercise where both hands play diatonic tetrads in a broken pattern of 1-5-3-7 in the left hand, mirroring the hand position in the right, which means we'll be doing 7-3-5-1. Got it? Let's get to it. Okay, take it slowly to feel the fingerings first, okay? Right, you want to make sure that you are as even as possible. Good. Play with control, people. All right, now we'll double up on the subdivision and play each chord twice. Remember now, absolutely no straining. We're getting our fingers moving, but we want them to be as free as possible while doing so, right? And every day our hands will get a little stronger and of course more fluent. Alrighty, up a half step. Look, these finger twisters are going to be a bit challenging, so if you're new to them, slow down while you get comfortable and only increase the tempo when you have mastered it, okay? Nice. Keep going. Don't stop now, we are getting through. That's it. So we made it, didn't we? Juicy! Now we'll integrate these into our practice schedule and work on 3 different keys every day except for those done in cycles. So we're keeping our growth even and consistent through all the keys, yes? Now always make and take the time to listen and transcribe. This is super important as it will help you to learn how music truly feels. As usual, I'm looking forward to your comments and emails of songs to listen to and work through, or perhaps other tutorial suggestions. Remember to journal your challenges so that we can know what we have to work on. And if you've already not done so, take a moment and subscribe and stay in touch as we share our successes and struggles. Have a fantastic week, friends, and I'll see you in another session when, God willing, we'll get together again and practice more drills to increase our skills.